Hi, how everybody doing? I hope everybody's okay. Just kind of wanted to come on and kind of discuss some things that are definitely necessary, I feel, to reiterate. And I kind of like want to talk about past stuff, with him and I, and kind of conversations him and I had, and basically, again, reiterate reasons as to why we separated, you know. I have to really do something to my hair, y'all. It's terrible. I'm playing around with this other hair that I have. I'm prepping it, but it's, I don't know. I'll probably start installing it later tonight or maybe tomorrow. Yeah, but mm-mm. So I just want to again, say that that when him and I agreed to separate, for those that don't know or didn't know, um, there were some obvious things that I noticed, early in, and I'm assuming that some are thinking or maybe suggesting that I wasn't paying attention to any of it or didn't know what he was doing, and I want to confirm that that's wrong. All of that's wrong. I knew what he was doing and was aware of it, but I was saying no to all of it. That as far as me and my children's involvement was concerned. Now, um, you know, again, he had started to go back into the lifestyle he started with. That was very clear in the last days of us being in that place we was in. The place we had been in for about 6, 7 years in LA County. And I wasn't fond of that, The reason, I'm going to say, uh, one reason rather, because, he had just started to become nonchalant, I would say kind of like careless, with how he was operating overall, and that was something he had never done, So, again, that was one reason. It was, again, bad enough the fact that he was having an affair, of course, that was the first reason. I didn't want me and my children to stay there or be involved in anything he was doing at that point. But atop that, again, he became very careless. He adapted this nonchalant attitude about how he operated when it came to the street aspect of things that he was doing. And he had never done that before. The whole time we were together in the relationship, he always managed to, conduct his activities, you know, and to keep them in control to the point where, they wouldn't affect home, in any shape, form, or fashion. So that was definitely another reason we separated. I want to point that out and make that clear. I do not, I don't condone and I don't encourage that. I believe, when, or if anyone, is with a street person, that there should be certain measures as far as, safety things are concerned that should be made. And I was kind of big on requesting that from him. That was day one in the relationship, I want to say, with that said. And when it became clear that he didn't want to any longer do that, we had to separate. Because again, I don't do that. See, so I don't condone it. And it was clear the person he was with, from what I recall, was encouraging him to do a lot of that, to just kind of be careless with how he operated, For me, there weren't enough, like, precautionary measures made and kept. And I don't do that. See, so I want to point out that, I've never had issues in those areas. He was not the only street man that I was involved with or dated, and that's all street men that I've ever dealt with. They all managed to keep, their street affairs separate from our relationship. And those are the only kind of street men that I interact with, or in any shape, form, or fashion, regardless to what kind of relationship, So I want to point that out and make that clear. I don't date or like to be involved with street men who are careless. Again, they just don't take certain precautionary measures, when it comes to keeping their affairs separate. I don't do that. So, I want to further say, again, him and I, again, we had discussed things about the relationship. And when he agreed that he no longer wanted us to have that place, that came with it, as far as my children's and I involvement is concerned, And so what I'm saying is this, again, whatever he did, from the time he was with the person he was with until now, see, if anything has surfaced, it's him and her, see, all the way. And this is kind of like what him and I had discussed in the last days of us being in that place. I had discussed with him, and I made it clear to him that, the same thing again, whatever you do with her, if anything surfaces, it's you and her all the way. See, letting him know again that my children and I, family and I, see, we don't want to be involved. We cannot be involved or responsible. So this is what I'm saying now. See, so it's kind of clear that what's going on as far as how my children and I are operating, it definitely has something to do with something they both did, and it occurred during the time frame that they were together. So this is the reason why I felt the need to point this out again and make it clear, No, my children and I, we can't be responsible for, like, we can't pay any debts for anything they both did, or, or nor do we want to. We don't want to be responsible, see. So, Now, with that said, I know I said earlier that, as far as the house in Hesperia is concerned, that I didn't want it back. I know I said that, but I've been thinking on that, and here's what I have to say about that now, at this point. Again, if that house was wrongfully took, you know, or taken, you know, I want it back, because here's the thing. See, if it is kind of clear again that us not being there in that house, it has something to do again with the fact that he was with her, and something that they both did during that time frame they were together. So if it was again taken for that reason, that means it was wrongfully taken, and I want it back. You know, now I've heard certain comments as far as, you know, the price point on it. You know, in other words, you know, it was the kind of comment that to suggest that, you know, oh, is this a cheap house and that kind of thing. Here's the thing, that's neither here or there. You know, the price of it, that really have nothing to do with it. The point is, it's mine and I want it. I look at it like anyone else would. You know, if something is wrongfully, you know, done, or and it result into, like, you know, losing something that is not supposed to be for a reason that's not supposed to be. Nobody would want that, and neither do I. See, this is my point. See, when it comes to assets and things like that, see, this is what I had told him early in. See, when we left that place, see, again, you know, if anything surfaced, see, I can't, me and my children or family, we cannot pay any debts. See, that would mean and suggest that, you know, that house was taken for something that he did when he was with her. And if that is the case, it was taken for the wrong cause that wasn't supposed to happen. So simply because of that, you know, if that's what happened, I would want the house back just because of that, because it was wrongfully took. That wasn't supposed to have happened. And like I say, the price of it, that's really a neither here or there. You know, the point is, it's mine and I want it. I want what's mine. I like to keep what's mine. So I want it back just because of that. See, that's the other thing with it. See, so yeah. See, we can't. These are the kind of conversations him and I had, and like I say, I made it clear to him. You know, it was clear he was again engaging in things that he shouldn't have been. And for those that don't know or didn't know, these are the kind of conversations him and I had, or we was discussing. The last days of us being in that place, and these are other reasons why we separated. For those that didn't know, again, I was telling him no, that I did not want me and my children involved in any of it, nor that we could be responsible. We can't, you know, told him that we could not be responsible for anything he do. I basically told him, you know, again, if anything surface for what you're doing with her, you know, it'll be you and her. See, we can't pay any debts or prices for what you're doing to be with her. And again, this is what I'm saying now. See, we can't do that. So I wanted to reiterate that and make that clear, you know. No. And so the other thing I want to point out again, like I've been saying, you know, now I'm assuming that, you know, the gesture or suggestion at this point is for my children and I to operate the way we are, like on a regular basis. And if that is the gesture or what someone is offering as a solution, we can't do that. Again, number one, I work. I don't sit all day. I don't sleep all day. I never did do either, to make that clear. So I don't know if that was something. I do recall hearing comments about that in the past and even now, but I want to confirm and make it clear that that never happened. See, again, him and I have went through some relationship woes, as I would say, issues. Again, we were in a very exclusive relationship, and again, that's what happened. And so again, like anyone else, I have to get back to my regular ways of operating. See, before he was with the person he was with, simply because of that, again, my relationship woes are not, again, supposed to be made to either mock or to use for someone else's advantage, to have me limited, I want to again point that out and make that clear. That's not what this is supposed to be about, whatever it is that's going on. And I don't want to do that. So I have to get back to working. See, I don't sit all day. I don't sleep all day. I never did. Even when I was a new mother, parenting, I want to say, is a multitasking thing. And that's what I did the whole time I was a mother. So, or a new mother, I was always busy and on the go. And I choose to continue to be that way. I don't sit idle like this. I don't believe in that. So I believe in working regardless to what my personal life circumstances are, regardless to what my spouse is doing or, where he's at or whatever the case is, Again, I don't do unemployed. I do not do unemployed. I really don't believe in welfare, with that said. That's stuff he was more into, or believed in doing, not me. So I want to point that out and make that clear too. See, yeah, so, yeah, I have to work. See, and like I say, I'm noticing, as I said before, family members that I helped him early in the relationship with, to support. I'm noticing how they all they're moving on, they're either paying a lease or a mortgage, they have 9 to 5s, they have cars, and see, honey, what I'm saying is they're doing better than me. See, and it's good that they're doing all of that, but what I'm saying is I'm supposed to be doing that as well, and I need to do that now. See, no, yeah, I need to be paying a mortgage of my own or a lease of my own, I need to be doing a 9 to 5, and I need to have a car, all of those kind of things that all other adults, everybody is doing, or anybody. I need to do that too, and the sooner the better. So, I can't do it. See, and I'm not going to deny that. Like I say, it's just something that I have to do. Now, one other thing I want to discuss is, the YouTubing thing, doing YouTube. Now, I don't mind doing it, but here's the thing at this point, as I kind of mentioned early into, I would have to, at this point, I would have to do it like as a side job, like once I have a 9 to 5, because again, it takes time to become successful doing it, and that right now, for me to wait to become successful, doing it to the point where I'll earn sufficient money for it, that would take too long at this point. See, I need something like right away, you know. And yeah, I would have to do it for like a side job. So I'm noticing how I had subscribers early in, and I don't have them now. See, I can't. In other words, that's like suggesting for me to wait to have and do. See, again, things that I need now, and I can't wait for that. I don't want to wait for that because I want to do those things now. See, so no. So oh, this looks so bad. I think I'm gonna take this down. But, yeah, these are the things I wanted to come on and reiterate. Again, my kids and I, we can't, we can't operate like, if the intent is for us to do this like on a regular basis, what we're doing, as far how as we're operating, we can't do that. See, so yeah, I need to go ahead and get back on the right track, as they say, get back onto the road of independence. And that means working a 9 to 5 and having my own place and paying my own rent or mortgage, and being in control for myself and my kids. So that's my point. That's what I really wanted to come on and talk about. And for now, and I think that's all I want to say for now. I think I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna finish playing around with the hair I have, and yeah, it's still early yet, so I'm sure I'll be back on soon. I'm still trying to get my tablet up, having issues with it. That's something else too. I have to get better devices, or the devices that are really recommended to do YouTube and stuff with. Again, that takes money, of course. I need money to buy these supplies, so, or devices. So, and a 9 to 5 again will allow me to earn the money that is needed to do that with. I wouldn't. That would be one issue as to why I wouldn't be right now successful, to do YouTube, because again, I'm constantly having issues with one of my devices, and it's not allowing me to record. So yeah, I would have to do YouTube as a side thing for right now. See, I would have to do a 9 to 5 for now, and do YouTube for like a side job. So I can't sit and wait to become successful in that. I can't do that. I need now, like, to earn money and stuff, work and stuff like that. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off, and I hope everyone continue to have a good. What time is it? I don't know. Is it still morning? I'm sorry. I'm trying. Yeah, I hope everyone has a good day, and continue to have one. And I'll be back on a little later today. So thanks for everybody's time, and I'll be back with another video. Bye for now.